Hello everybody, B here back with another video. First post in a little while, I'm sorry. I haven't kept you updated with anything. I need to start doing that. Anyways, I'm back. I'm gonna come back to YouTube, or at least I'm gonna try. I want to. So anyway, I'm gonna start a new Minecraft series, and it's gonna be called Redstone Lessons. And I know there's multiple people who don't know much Redstone and need help with it. Because that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be teaching all kinds of stuff about certain redstone components and stuff like that. So anyway, let's hop straight into the video. First up, we have redstone dust. Alright, so statement. Redstone is the electricity of Minecraft, okay? So redstone dust is kind of like metal wires or whatever. So we can power it or unpower it. So then we can come over here. There's this redstone that is, we can literally call it an electrical wire. That's what it is. There's this electrical wire connected to a piston right here. And when we send the electricity through it, it activates the piston. When we unelectrify it, it unpowers it. So that's literally what it is. It's electricity. So turn the redstone on, power the redstone. Turn on the piston because the redstone's powering the piston. Unpower the redstone, it unpowers the piston, okay? We can take a lever, we can just flick it. Flick the electricity on and off. And a redstone signal can reach for 15 blocks. I'm going to show you. Let me fix this. Signal strength is how strong your redstone signal is. And the most strong redstone signal can be is 15 blocks. It can't get any stronger than that. That means the signal lasts for 15 blocks. So as you can see, the redstone, when activated with fully, so this is 15 blocks, it activates 15 out of 16 pistons. It doesn't reach the 16th block. It doesn't go 16 blocks, it maxes out at 15. What's helpful is that's where we bring in the next component, redstone repeaters. Now a redstone repeater repeats the redstone signal. You have to have at least one piece of redstone powering it, and there's a front and back to a redstone repeater. So with the redstone repeater, this is the back where this redstone torch moves towards you, and this is where you input a redstone signal, okay? Then the redstone repeater is powered, ready to repeat a signal. Then it outputs out the front right here on this side. So what we do is we're going to activate all 15 of these pistons, and then we're going to run out of redstone power. But what we can do is take this repeater and repeat the redstone signal, and it can go again. And a signal from a redstone repeater can go through a block, okay? It goes through a block, as you can see. But it cannot go through it cannot go through glass, because glass is a solid block. You'll see this repeat later. And another cool thing about glass, so it doesn't power. Another cool thing about glass is, say we have redstone here and redstone here, okay? They connect to each other, okay? They drop down and connect to each other. But if we block it off, it doesn't work, right? But if we use a piece of glass, it can still go through. And then we can do this and put a piece of redstone here, like we needed to, or whatever we were doing. So glass is pretty helpful in redstone. Repeaters have a couple cool things. First of all, there's the tick delay. So look, here's 0 ticks added. So in Minecraft, let me explain what ticks are first. In Minecraft, there's a thing called ticks. And one tick is 0.05 seconds, okay? One in-game tick. and 20 ticks is 1 second. And with repeaters, one base repeater, this repeater adds 1 tick of delay when you use it. So here's a regular piston powered by redstone dust. 0 ticks of delay, okay? It powers fast. And then we have this one that's using our repeaters. So this one right here, that I'm flipping at. That one has a repeater 0.05 seconds slower. Activating and deactivating, you have to look closely. And then we have this one, which has 4 ticks added to it, which is 0.2 seconds. You can see it's significantly slower in activating and deactivating. And then so a cool thing about redstone is with redstone dust and the redstone repeaters right here, if we power this, do you know how this works? I'll let you try to come up with the answer. Alright, I hope you came up with your answer. The way it works is, when you power this lever, it then powers this redstone dust beside it, right? Because the lever is powering it. And then the way this powers the repeater, even though it's not going directly into it like you would think it has to, is because what's happening is this redstone signal, this redstone dust is sending the signal through the block it's sitting on, and then it's going into the repeater through there. But if we use glass is not a solid block, and redstone signals cannot go through it, therefore it doesn't work on glass. So that's pretty cool. And then also, we have a thing called a lock that we can make out of redstone repeaters. So we just have a basic repeater powering a piston, right? And then what we can do is we can take a redstone repeater and put it inside, and it's outputting the signal directly into that redstone repeater from the side. And then we power that, and then the second redstone torch becomes like a piece of bedrock. Then we unpower that repeater, but it stays powered, and it will stay powered until you deactivate this redstone repeater that's locking it or destroy it, as you can see. Or we can just unpower it. So there we go. So that's how the lock mechanism works. It's pretty cool, pretty useful. You can lock it powered or unpowered. And then last but definitely not least, we have redstone clocks. Now what a redstone clock is it's redstone looping around, but it's not just keeping itself straight powered. It's like going around in a loop. Because you can make it just straight powered, you know, nothing cool. And it just doesn't unpower. You know, so I'll show you how to do that. If we just do this. See, it's just going to stay powered. But if we do something like this, flick it on and off really fast, we get a redstone clock. It just goes around in a loop. And then there we go. You know, it goes around in a loop. Like that. Pretty cool. And then, next component, we have observers. Now, an observer is kind of like a camera or a sensor. It detects block updates. Now, what a block update is say, in the middle of this glass, we're looking for a block update, okay? Here, block update. What a block update is, so like, say, so there's air in the middle of here, okay? That's what it's called in there, in the middle of these 4 glass pieces. If I replace it with a block of quartz, that's a block update. If I destroy that block of quartz, it turns into air, and that's a block update. And what happens with the observer is there's a space which detects the block update, and then the back of the observer flashes and sends out a maximum redstone signal. So then, as you'll see, it sends out a very short pulse. A pulse is like the redstone signal it sends out. And very short pulse, meaning it lasts for a very short amount of time. So a very short pulse when it detects the block update. And then another cool thing with observers is if we do this, we can, so wherever the arrow's facing, it's pointing towards the redstone output side. So on this side, this is where the face is. And because the back of them flash when the redstone output comes out, they can detect each other, and they can carry a redstone signal quickly. So if we do this, see, the redstone signal is going to carry all the way over. And then, last but definitely not least, with observers, we can make what's called an observer clock. So when you place down an observer, it's like this. You see the back, and then the face is around the other side. And so what happens is we place this observer down right here in front of it, and then this observer detects it, so it does a block update, and that makes the back flash. But when the back flashes, it makes this observer detect that block update, and then it sends the redstone signal at the back, okay? But then this detects the block update, and this one detects the block update, and so on, etc. And it creates what I'm believed to be called an observer clock. So we can do something like this, or this, stuff like that, etc. Alright, anyways, I hope you guys have really enjoyed this video. That's the end of episode 1. I'll post a note. I'll keep you notified, and I'll upload another episode soon, I guess. I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.